refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Welcome to Zero Sports Talk. I'm Zero Griffey, and honestly, guys, I was prepping for the NBA Finals preview show that I was gonna do, so I'm gonna also do that as well today. But I had to stop all that because Myles Garrett got traded to the Rams. My Rams. Oh, my favorite team got probably one of the best defensive players of all time again. um, yeah, Myles Garrett to the Rams for, I believe it was Jared Verse, a 2027 first round pick, 2028 second round pick, and a third round pick. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna take like multiple first round picks. I thought it was like a huge haul that we are known to do for players, for especially all pro players like a Myles Garrett, like a Jalen Ramsey, like Von Miller, like a Matthew Stafford. No, it was one. Shockingly, I okay, I'll take that. Technically, it was two if you count Jared Verse because he was a first round pick. And speaking of Jared Verse, thank you for the 2 years. You were Ram. You were a great, great person, great player, defensive rookie of the year, two-time Pro Bowler. Man, he deserves all the praise for the 2 years he spent as a Ram, as a first-round pick. And I know a lot of people have talked about his numbers since the trade. It's funny. It's like as soon as a player leaves the favorite team, the fan base, some of the fan base, not the entire fan base, a lot of the fan base, majority of the fan base love Jared Verse and still love Jared Verse. But you got those people out there saying, "Well, look at his numbers; they aren't as good as Myles Garrett." I was like, can't expect him to be Myles Garrett in year two. Honestly, that's one thing, and another thing, it is hard to finish your sacks when you got a dog water secondary behind you. Like a terrible secondary that the quarterback doesn't even need 2 seconds. I mean, he barely needs 1 second to diagnose the secondary of the Rams last season. It was so bad. So I didn't. It's amazing that Byron Young got double-digit sacks with a secondary that bad. We had players, quarterbacks, receivers going off that should not have. Shout out Mac Jones, Bryce Young, like it was so bad in the secondary last year. So I'm glad they also got Trent McDuffie. They also got Jalen Watson. And I was actually excited to see Jared Verse with an actual competent secondary behind him, giving him a chance to get sacks, to get to the quarterback, to create more pressures. Because I say that on the R2L show, I've said it before. It's like pressures is a stat that I don't really like. It's a made up stat to me. It's like you almost got a sack. Like almost doesn't mean anything. Like okay, you got a pressure on that play, but the quarterback still threw for a touchdown. What is the point of counting pressures if the quarterback still is able to get his throw off and complete a pass? It makes no sense. And he was great at creating these pressures, but he couldn't finish the sack. And most of the time, like I said, it's the secondary he had. Like they can't hold up. So I was excited to see Jared Verse with a competent. I can't even speak now. Oh my god, with a good secondary behind him. Can't won't be able to see that in with the Rams, but I do get to see Myles Garrett with a good secondary, a good overall team behind him. And yeah, man, defensive player of the year, leading sacker last year, sack record, monster, still in his prime, still got years to go. And it's funny because it's like people are talking about, hey, maybe Aaron Donald is gonna come back for one more ride, because now he got Myles Garrett on the defensive line, and as funny as that is, I hope it does happen. I hope whatever refrigerator Aaron Donald is bench pressing right now, he puts it down, picks up the phone, and calls Les Snead and said, "Let's do this one more time," because that would be amazing. Mind you, Aaron Donald's still only 35 years old. Like, I know in NFL years that's old, basically over the ledge in a way for certain players, but not for this guy. The way he's still working out, the way he's still prepping, the way he's still like keeping his body in shape. It's like he's waiting for that moment to call the Rams and be like, "Yeah, I'm back." Like, you know what I mean? So hopefully that does happen because can you imagine Aaron Donald and Myles Garrett on a defensive line? Aaron Donald not getting double teamed on every play because he has Myles Garrett next to him. Uh, yeah, Super Bowl favorites. Been Super Bowl favorites since February, which I don't really get. Like, I know they're my rivals, but the Seahawks are the defending champions. They're a good team. I don't believe in like back to backs that much. Where like I don't believe that a previous champion should always be the favorite the following season. Um, Shout out the Dodgers, but it's just very hard to do, and we see it all the time. Unless you got a super team in the prime of their careers, like the Warriors, it's very hard to repeat. OKC just got knocked out, like, and everyone was picking them to repeat. They NBA's the best example of this. You got the Celtics; they always pick them to repeat. Um, they pick them to repeat after they won. Denver, they did the same thing. It's very hard to repeat. I know that, but I just think the Seahawks deserve a little more credit for what they got because they're still a really good defense with players in their prime. Darnold got rid of those ghosts he was seeing to play well. I know they lost Kenneth Walker. We'll see how Charbonnet is. I know they got a great coach. So but if the Rams weren't the favorites back in February, they're definitely the favorites now, which huh, like I don't really like my team being the favorite. I feel like that's kind of like jinxing it. But what else can you say? The Rams are well run, great coach as well. Quarterback that just won MVP, receiver that led the league in receptions, another receiver that led the league in touchdowns, 1,000-yard running back. Um, Myles Garrett now, Trent McDuffie, Jalen Watson, like they're primed to make another run at this. Granted, if everybody stays healthy again, knock on wood, hopefully everyone does stay healthy. That's the important part. Um, because on that, because the Rams did a little experiment a couple years back leading up to this past season, where they decided to go more offensive focus, get Stafford his weapons, like the Kyron Williams, like the Blake Corums, like Devontae Adams. They drafted receivers that didn't work out, multiple receivers that didn't work out to be like that number three guy, like the Tutu Atwells, the Kanata Mumpfield, the Jordan Whittingtons, the tight ends like Terrence Ferguson. They got Cody Parkins, um, uh, Tyler Higbee. Like they did a lot on the offensive side of the ball, even with the linemen as well that I didn't mention. And I don't think you can ever really compete if you just focus on one side of the ball in any sport. Any sport that is played focusing on one side will get you only so far. And for the Rams, impressively enough, it got them to the NFC Championship game. Mind you, with a bunch of headaches in the playoffs with the whole Caleb Williams thing, the rematch with the Panthers, who could have easily beat them, because that secondary again it was dog water. Ran into the Seahawks, couldn't stop the Seahawks, and it came to a point where it's like you got to make some improvements on the defense. You got to learn your lesson that focusing on offense isn't going to finish the job. Like there's plenty of teams that also focus strictly on defense and their offense is so bad they don't really win much games. Maybe they'll sneak into a playoff, but they'll get it like eliminated in the first round, in the wild card or something. And then there's other teams that focus on offense and they put up a lot of points on the board, but then they give up a lot of points on the board. Shout out the Cowboys. That's a good example of a team that does that. So you need balance in a way. One can slightly be better than the other, but you need that balance to win a championship. And it's like the Rams did it perfectly in 21. Don't know why they went away from that model. I know it was mostly due to age, Ramsey, Miller, and their age and everything, and money as well. But now they're back to where they should have been. They're back to seeing the light and realizing we need to focus on both sides of the ball. And that's what makes the Rams so dangerous. It's like they don't settle for anything less. Same thing I feel about like the Dodgers. They don't settle for anything less. Unfortunately, Lakers got the worst GM in the NBA. Well, I shouldn't say the worst GM in the there's plenty of bad GMs in the NBA. He just not a deal maker in Rob Pelinka. He's not, because people don't like him and everything. I say it all the time. He's lucky Nico Harrison hated Luca's guts, because he wouldn't have a job right now if it wasn't for Nico hating Luca. Anyways, this is about the NFL. Shout out Les Snead, great job. The coaches got a good one. Can't wait for the season to start now. I'm so excited. Myles Garrett is Los Angeles Rams. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. That's all I got for this. I got to focus on the NBA Finals, which is starting in 2 days. So I'm going to do a video on that real quick. But don't forget to check out every other episode on the R2L Network. And I'll see you next time. Peace out.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.